Hello again, this is the Tone Deaf Monk. Today I'm calling this video, let's just squeeze the last little bit of sound we can get. And today, we're going to do that. Here's my Geshelli Labs. JNOG 2. And this is now the socketed version. So I did a little review on these little guys. And today I'm going to show you the upgrade for the BURSON V6V Vivids in the op amps, because now you can change the, this is the socketed version, so now you can change the op amps. Let me flip this camera around and I'll show you how I did it. Alright, so firstly I'm just going to remove the 4 screws in the back, and I'm using a 2mm Allen wrench, and I'm just going to do these 4 little Allen bolts, and let's do that and then pull off the back. Okay, so since I have 2 JNOG J2s both socketed, the one on the bottom is the 4493 version. This one is the 4499 version, and they are a little bit different on how you have to put the op amps in. So if you've never changed an op amp out before, there's a little tool you can use, or you can simply be a little patient and wiggle it out. Now, what you're going to want to also take note of, here you can see that there's a little cutout on one end, right? The little half moon. And also you will see that on the board as well. So you're looking at the board and where the half moon is going to go. Now, as for the BURSON V6V, they're a little bit intimidating in the fact that they're big. So they're not going to stand up this way in your DAC. That's okay. So buy these little extender adapters, okay? And what I did is I first carefully, and again, there is a line on the op amp, and again there's that half moon, so carefully insert that into the adapter. Now these adapters, actually these extenders, are fairly easy to manipulate. They're really well done. So whether you want to twist it one way, twist it another way, but give it some mindful thought. So for this one, for the 4493, I have it in the single-ended outputs, and I needed to put it in a way where it would go back that way. So I simply took a hold of it at the bottom here with my fingers, and I twisted it in a way where I know that I can get it now below into the casing. So again, keep mindful of the little half moon cutout there, and the half moon cutout is there. Now, I do believe the BURSONs have a protection circuit that you're not going to fry it out, but this is important to note. And really, that is it. If you wanted to change out into the balanced output, you would need 2 of those. And of course, if you want to change it for all 3, you would need 3 of those and 3 adapters. So that is the 4493 Geshelli J2, and if I just push this down a little bit and then slide the case back in, that's it for that one. Now let's take a look at the 4499. Now this one, I have 2 more V6V Vivids, and what I did on this one is I put them in the balanced. So underneath here is the single-ended, and on these 2 I put them in the balance mode, and I just simply did the same thing. And again, be mindful of the actual installation of where it's going to go. So In this board, it's a little bit different in the fact that they would face that way. If you were doing all three in this one, again, it could easily be done, and you're just simply going to put the socket adapter underneath in the single-ended. But it worked really well in the dual XLR application. And so once they were in, that's really all I needed to do. And then just simply slide the case, the board back into the case, and your 4 screws. And that's it. Installation done. Now, with the board slid back in place, you can see the V6V Vivids in the 4499 version, which is the orange plate. So they're both in there, tucked in nicely. And in the 4493 version, let's look at the front. There you can see the V6V BURSON op amp, and it's installed just facing forward. Either way, they look pretty fantastic, but more importantly, the reason why you're going to do this. So let's flip this around again and have a little shot. Okay, so why would you do this anyway? Why buy the op amp selectable or swappable Geshelli J2 or anything for that matter? Why switch out your op amps? Well, you're doing this to enhance your electronics. I mean, actually, the one that comes in the Geshelli uses I think the absolute best Texas Instruments, but it's not a discrete op amp. Where the BURSON or some of the other ones that you could swap out are going to be. They also do have voltage protection. I did check on that, so that's very good. If they're installed reversely, even though I showed you how to do it, they're not going to fry out or your electronics. So I think that's a really good feature. So over 12 years of research, 6 generations of designs to get to this point for these BURSONs. And the quality is really top-notch. Everyone has played with the V5ID, and that's a pretty nice little op amp. This one's taken it to the next level. What I noticed, sound-wise, for me, when I swapped them out doing A/B listening a test on both Dacs, I noticed the bottom end for me got bigger, right? It had more rounded, it had more depth. Same as the stage, I found it got a tad wider as well. And also something that I really love and plays to my heartstrings would be vocals. And I found it given me a slight little edge in the vocals with both Dacs. So was it worth the upgrade? I think it is. Especially if you're doing the single-ended as well. For me, because I use them in dual configurations, I have the 3. So one is in balance mode and the other one's in single-ended mode. So, and in this different versions, right? There's the V6 Classic, the V6 Vivid, the V5s, and the V5i. And this is their creme de la creme version. So I will post a link into where you can go get some more information and purchase them if you wish. But just to shooting a short little video on these V6V Vivids in the op amps. Now, even though they're fairly tall wise, it's not going to be an issue to install in your devices if you can physically get them to fit, and then you would just, if you can use the adapter, then so be it. This is the Tone Deaf Monk. Thank you for watching. I'm out for now.